Hi to you. This is Dr. Teresa Dale. I'm the host of Natural Health Radio, and we are simultaneously on Facebook Live. Join in. We've got an awesome conversation and really tools to help you today. So you might want to get a piece of paper out and make some notes, because I've collected a lot of research for you today, and I want to share that. I see people joining in right now. And again, this is Natural Health Radio, Dr. Teresa Dale. We are here from Ventura, California for you today. We are recording. This will be on Facebook Live, Amazon Alexa, Spotify. You'll be able to find us almost everywhere. So we want to be able to connect with you. So important. And I've got a lot of news. So here we go. You ready, Daryl?
I'm always ready for you, Dr. Dale.
Okay. So we have to remember that we're all ready. And we hear that. I want to tell you a little bit about what we hear on a daily basis from people who come to our websites and call us or email us, and the questions they ask and the research and data that I've collected from that. People really want to know today. They want to become more aware of what their health issue is caused from. They want to know the root cause of their symptomology. So people call and say, I have a digestive issue, or I have a issue with my gut, or I'm constipated, or I have loose stools, or I have hemorrhoids, or I have, gallbladder issues, but I don't know what's causing it. I don't know the cause. And that's the angst that people have today. They have that feeling that they're missing something. And the reason is they are missing the cause. And so I want to discuss today the causes of disease and of those things that we mentioned, whether it's blood sugar issues, whether it's low blood sugar or insulin resistance, or diabetes, or whether it's heart attack or stroke. What is the cause? What caused it? Is it stress? Is it something I'm eating? Is it something in my environment? There's a whole lot of possibilities, and it's very difficult to know exactly what it is yourself unless you have certain tools that can help you to determine the cause. And so what I thought the easiest thing to do today would be to go over the possibilities of the cause of all diseases. And then you can ascertain and try to eliminate certain things, like, okay, that can't be the cause because I don't have that. Or you could try to look at it as inclusive of the possibility of the cause of the symptoms that you're having, no matter what it is. So we have calls every day, okay? And we have emails every day. And those emails include things like, I have little bugs coming out of the pores of my body and my skin. What could it be? I have infections in my body and viruses and bacteria in my body. I have SIBO, small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. I have whatever it is, and they don't know why, because health providers don't test for why, most of them. If they do use a test, they find out, okay, you have this, but they seldom go into why. And that's what we want to discuss today. So get a piece of paper out, and we're going to start in a minute. I want to share with you that we're blogging on wellnesscenter.net. By the end of this week, you should see a blog on wellnesscenter.net, and that would be for your education. The blog is for your education. So tune in there to wellnesscenter.net read our blog. It's under blog at the top, and you'll see great information. But some of the things that you'll see are related to the calls that we're getting and what people are most concerned of. I mean, we need to keep our finger on the pulse of what's happening in the United States and globally. And I believe we're doing that. And I believe that that's our mission and purpose, is to stay on the pulse of that, right? So the cause of things, it could be one thing that's causing many symptoms. Okay, so I'm going to go over some of the causes, the root causes that could cause multiple symptoms first. Okay, and then you can kind of make a note of that and put that in your possibility column of possible causes. And then you can check further to see if that's true for your situation. So the cause of gut issues is a very, very popular thing that people call about. I mean, they want to know why I have a gut issue. I eat good. I eat all of these wonderful things, and I still have a gut issue. Number one, look at your emotions, because the gut is related to the following. Okay, so you have gut issues, you have to look at the following. Emotionally first. Okay, stress, disgust, and despair, which is related to the stomach, organ, emotion, the meridian. This is according to the scientifically proven 5-element theory of Chinese medicine. And so then we have the small intestines, which is feeling overly vulnerable. And so that is the emotion related to the small intestines. And then we have the large intestines, which is just being stuck about something. So if you have digestive gut issues, okay, no matter what they are, you want to look at the emotions. And those particular 3 areas can be healed and helped tremendously using homeopathic remedies. And you can find some of that information on our website at drdaleswellnessstore.com. But, so then there's the emotions, which we just covered. Now, related to gut issues, you could also check your teeth, because if you have a root canal, an implant, or periodontal disease, or an infected tooth that is on your stomach meridian, your small intestines meridian, your large intestines meridian, that could cause so many different symptoms and things with your gut. Now, how do you find out that? Well, that's what I want to give you. I want to give you some tools. What you need to do is go to wellnesscenter.net and then go under resources and see where it says charts. Click on charts. Or you can just search for this in our search bar. You're going to search for dental chart or tooth chart. You'll see it come up. Print it out. It's free. Okay, and it'll show you all the teeth and the relationship to organ systems and glands. And you have 4 or 5 teeth that are stomach related, and then you've got your small intestines and your large intestines. So you got to look at where those teeth are to see if you have root canals, which are all infected. All of them get infected. Okay, implants. Some implants may be okay and not infected, but mostly they get infected. Or if you have an infection in your whole tooth, just in a regular tooth, where there's no root canal and there's no implant, get the dental tooth chart. Look at it as a cause of a variety of symptoms. All right, that's what we need to do. And I know that once you have this chart, you'll be able to see the relationship of if you're having digestive issues, check stomach, right? Or check and check small intestines and large intestines. All of could be involved. Okay, so gut issues could also be blood sugar related or liver related, but I would check those first three areas: stomach, small intestines, large intestines, right? And you'll see those teeth and you'll see the relationship. You'll look for teeth with the relationship to those three things. Okay, and you'll also see that those teeth can cause problems with vertebrae, which is your spine, your back pain. It can cause many different things, sinuses and, what have you. So we need to check the tooth chart, no matter if it's gut issues or whatever else. So if you have a diagnosis from a health provider that you have a liver problem, well, you want to go find your liver teeth on the tooth chart, because someone telling you have a problem is not good enough. You need to know the cause, the relationship, what's causing the issue. That's the key. Okay? So the tooth chart is the thing that's going to set you free, because you will have more knowledge. And if your doctor is not checking the tooth chart, then you have to check the tooth chart and maybe find a doctor that will work with you related to that. So, when it comes to gut issues, there's also food, right, Daryl? I mean, there's food.
Food is important. I have a question, and I don't mean to be flippant at all.
Okay.
But what about people that don't have any teeth?
Well, that's not flippant. That's a really good question.
Yeah, you go to the tooth chart, I don't have any teeth, and it says my teeth are related to, my knees and gums and genitals and all those things, and
you don't have any.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
So is it related to the bone under the gum when you don't have the teeth there?
It's a good question. It could be. And it could be, there's a couple of things that I have seen. Now, the reason I know these things is because when I studied naturopathy in Germany, this was in my first year of study. This was inclusive.
Which is magnificent, by the way.
That's why I stayed there for 9 years of studying. It was so interesting that I couldn't imagine even wanting to graduate. It's like, I just said,
I don't want to leave.
Yeah, because of the knowledge in all of these different things. So the first year you learn about teeth. You learn to test the teeth, which I do in practice. But you can also know that, to answer your question, what if you don't have teeth? What if you have dentures? Oh, there's a number of different things around this. It depends. It could be from when you had the teeth removed for the dentures, right? It's possible that when they removed them, that the infection that was there was not cleaned out good enough. It should be cleaned out with, they have a number of things to do that with. One of them is ozone.
Ozone seems safe to me.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's what most biological dentists use to make sure that when they're removing teeth for dentures, that the socket from where they removed the tooth, that those is totally cleaned out. Okay? So it could be from that, Daryl. It could be from if you don't have teeth, the dentures themselves, if they have metal in them, could be causing digestive issues or any issues that would not be related to any tooth, but it could be related to all symptoms.
Makes plenty of sense to me.
So sometimes the metal they use in dentures could be anything. Could be the pink. Sometimes the pink color could be from mercury or nickel. So the dentures could be toxic.
Are metal braces now a thing of the past?
No, unfortunately, people are still getting metal.
I mean, they've got Invisalign now with plastic molds, just moving your teeth around, and they've got other
and
stuff.
And the Invisalign has issues, which is they don't have bisphenol A in them, but your cranium is moves. You have plates in your brain, and your skull, and your cranium moves. So when you put Invisalign on and wear them all the time, it keeps your cranium stable and keeps it from moving. And that can cause a lot of cranial issues, cranial sacral issues, neck issues, back issues, hip issues, all kinds of issues. I know because I had that happen because I tried Invisalign. But I don't wear it anymore because it created so many cranial issues. Even though I was getting cranial adjustments during it, it was just that the issues didn't stop until I didn't wear the Invisalign anymore. And I'm not saying it will work that way with everyone or that everyone will have that happen, but I got to tell you that your cranium is supposed to move. You know, that's the way it's designed to. It's not like one stationary cap. It's got plates. Like
Pangea.
Yeah. So we have to understand that this is all good. Now, braces, you mentioned braces, Daryl, and they make braces with low nickel content. I don't believe there are metal braces with no nickel content. So you have to try to get whatever is going in your mouth. They have a list of ingredients that should be given to you as a matter of principle, so that you know for your child, okay, your child needs braces. You ask the dentist, what's the braces made of? Can you give me a full readout of the ingredients? And they won't generally offer to do that unless you ask, but you need to look at it and see what metals are in there.
Yeah, there should be some like an MSLS sheet.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. There absolutely is. For everything that goes in your mouth, there is a documentation of the ingredients of what's in it, no matter if it's what kind of filling material it is or whatever it is. Even if it's dentures, what material are the dentures made out of? You know, now a biological dentist knows not to have for dentures mercury and nickel and things like that in there. They will not give you things like that. But you could also ask for a list of ingredients that are in it, or they will discuss it with you openly and bring it up. So that's the difference. So we need to look at the dental very, very carefully as far as our symptomology. Okay, we need to look at emotions as far as our symptomology. A lot of people don't like to look at this because there's years of stuff there going back to childhood. Some things are caused by silly things that are from our childhood. And if we would just know what it is, we would say, oh my God, that's so easy to work on, you know, but you might have various issues with something that someone called you as a child, or some way that something happened, and today it's like a nothing, but that thing is still in your DNA. That thing is still there, and it's still causing underlying feelings of inadequacy or a failure or rejection or something, and that thing was the start of a lot of other things that have happened that are underneath. You could release that, okay? And I don't want to plug my own stuff, but I have to, is because that's why I created it. Meta Wellness program will help you get to all those underlying things and give you tools and homeopathic remedies and a workbook to permanently release them, because there is an identity and belief system that the identity stimulates, that produces. So there's a belief system, but what's causing the belief system is an identity, and the Meta Wellness program helps you to find it out and release it. Okay, and you can do that by yourself. A lot better than going to therapy for 5 years, 10 years, whatever it's going to take, right? So you want to be in charge of those things. That's just my feeling. I feel like that people are ready to be in charge of things, you know? So what do you feel about that?
Well, I think that sounds amazing. There's a lot of people that have some things in their childhood that they've never told anybody at any time in any place,
And will never.
right? And if you can work through that with a workbook and armed with the information, where you can achieve some sort of some peacefulness with those things without having to discuss it with somebody else. I mean, that's great.
Right. And I think that's the issue. A lot of people don't want to go to therapy because they don't want to talk about something that happened, that it's too painful. They don't want anybody to know. It's too embarrassing. They're afraid it's going to be in the paper the next day if they're a celebrity or anything, And I feel that people would not resist doing it themselves if only they knew how to do it.
Even if you're talking to a professional, I think there's a fear that the professional is going to go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you actually did or said that," or the professional is going to go, "That's nothing. Come on."
Yeah, and they're going to
you've been stressing over it for 40 or 50 years, and they're going to go, that doesn't matter.
And that's going to discount that person. So emotions are important to deal with because they are connected to belief systems and identities. An identity is who you think you are on a very base level. And it could be an identity from childhood of your parents telling you. It could be something simple, but you didn't take it simply, and you feel a failure because you didn't do or live up to what your parents said. It could, and could be a major, major big deal. It could be that you were scheduled to be a doctor. They wanted you to be a doctor. They wanted you to be a this or a that. They had plans for you, not understanding that you are a soul unique to yourself and should do what you need to do, right? And so we have to understand that these things that are there that you may not even be aware of at this moment could be directing your life in a certain way that you don't want. In other words, if it's there and you didn't do what your parents wanted you to do, and they kind of got disappointed and you felt like a failure and you did what you wanted to do, and they still can't get over the fact that they would have paid for you to do something and you didn't want to do that, yet you carry that within you, within yourself, on a very deep level in your DNA. That needs to be released so that, when you think about it consciously, it could even be a nothing to you. But when you go into the workbook and start looking at your belief systems and start working out the little process that takes 5 minutes for each identity, you get to see and feel it. And then, you get to release it with a homeopathic remedy. So for each thing that you find, it could take you 5 minutes to release it after you find it. It could take you, like an hour of working on it to find it, or it may come in 5 minutes. It may just like pop up. So what I'm saying is there's a toolkit for you. And I believe that is a very important part of healing your mind, body, spirit, right? So the Meta Wellness Program has been used on people from 12 years old to one of the physicists that I studied with who was in their 80s. So you could use it at any age. It's not difficult at all. It's very easy, and all you have to do is have the desire to find out the underlying emotional cause of your life condition, whatever that may be. So even if you came to work with me, let's say you came to work with me and you wanted to do all this work on yourself, and I did that technique, which is called neurophysical reprogramming, it could take 5 or 10 sessions to accomplish getting rid of the main identities that's causing your problems. That doesn't mean, and then your situation, your health condition can dramatically heal. But that doesn't mean that it's gotten all of the identities that you have in your life, and that's something that we didn't uncover because we did so much in 5 to 10 sessions. It's still, there's something else that's there. So there could be 200, 300, 400 identities. There's enough for a lifetime to work on. The only way to work on it and speed it up is to do it yourself. And that's the least expensive way to do it. That is the way where no one's going to know but you. And that is the way that you know your body better than anyone. And when something comes up, when you're working in the workbook and something comes up and you're writing down a belief system, you're going to know. You're going to write it down, so it's got to be true. See, you're going to not think. You're going to learn how to do this. And I just think it's a great way for whether you're a health provider or just, or a general public or a wannabe health provider, wherever station, if you're a doctor, an attorney, whatever you are, God bless you, okay? But if you're having issues with something, you need to take charge and take control of that. So, because otherwise you can go to a therapist for a very, very long time and never really get to the identity that is at the underlying cause of your life conditions or your health issues. Talk it out therapy, in my opinion, will only go so far. Okay? It will help you. Not saying it won't. I'm just saying that there is, I have very seldom seen them, getting to the actual identity that's causing the issue. Not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm just saying that you need better tools to do it yourself. And that's empowering, and I want to empower you. And so that's why I suggest doing it in this way. The other thing that can cause issues is health issues. When people call and they go, I have this problem, that problem, this problem, and I don't know why. No one can tell me why. My blood test shows me I'm B12 deficient. It's not from not eating meat. I can't take enough B12 because I'm taking B12 and it doesn't seem to work. What could be the cause? The cause could be dental, for something like that too, okay, that is not working in your body correctly. Could be emotional, could be diet, could be structural, could be environmental, could be any one of those things or all of those things, could be a few different things. So those are the things that, I would look at the environment, like glyphosate toxicity from Roundup. I hate to say that. I hope I can't be sued for saying Roundup, but they're being sued plenty for making that stuff, right? Monsanto?
Yeah, they're busy enough right now.
They're busy enough right now. But there's an...
You could just see the executive the company that just bought Monsanto saying, we own what?
Well, we know that glyphosate is a herbicide, pesticide that is in Roundup that causes cancer. And the company that makes it, Monsanto, was bought by Bayer Aspirin. Bayer, okay? So... a lot of people are winning lawsuits because there's proof that it causes it. So it's on vegetables that are not organic. So you can do something to control how you feel, to control your, and feel better and control your body. And that's to eat only organic food. If it's not organic, don't eat it. You can get all kinds of snacks that are healthy and gluten-free and organic. If you just you can go to Amazon and look. You can go to Whole Foods, or in Texas, they have a market that competes with Whole Foods called Central Market. You could go to a health food store. There's a great one close to me called Lassen's. You could go to small, large. You can find these things everywhere now, but except your regular grocery stores. They don't have anything like that. They got a lot of GMO products. You don't want to eat genetically modified organisms that are the food is grown from them. The cattle is fed them, unless the animals are organic. Now, even in our political environment today, we have people talking about cows and the toxicity that they produce for our planet. Because of their flatulence, right? So one of the things we have to know is that that's really not the main issue. It's like, that's not good for our environment, okay? But that is nothing about the Green Deal or any of these things that I see has to do with presenting us with a health plan that includes natural medicine. They want to do Medicare for all. Well, great idea, but what does that include? No one's telling you what that includes. I would not vote for something unless I know what they have up their sleeve and it's going to include. Somebody's got to come out with something, and I've written them all. I've texted them all. I've gotten everything. Like, what does the Medicare for all include? Does it include only traditional medicine? Or is it going to be like Switzerland, Austria, Germany, France, England, Scotland, all the other countries in Europe? Is it going to include natural medicine? I am not going to give a vote for Medicare for all when 784,000 people, there are 784,000 at least medical errors and mistakes that lead to fatality every year because of using because of getting an overdose in drugs, or having the wrong prescription, or too much, the wrong drug, or mistakes in hospitals from using drugs and from using things that are so harmful to people. I'm not going to vote that way. I'm going to vote for whoever can utter the words out of their mouth. It's going to include this, so that we know what we're getting for Medicare for all. Is it going to be more of the same like it is today? Or are we going to be inclusive of using naturopathy, using nutrition, using better things than what we have now? So that's my point. I see that Medicare for all could be a windfall for the big pharma. What it could be. It could be like them taking control of people and not being inclusive of natural medicine. That kind of fits their whole profile of what they do. So I would be very careful about that and let's try to find out what it's going to include. And I've emailed, I've called, and I've written, and I haven't gotten any answers, including from Bernie Sanders, which I happen to really like. Okay? But there's no answer because I don't think they know what it would include, or if they want to rock the boat and say, because then they would have all the pharmaceutical companies against them. If someone said, we want to include, Daryl, natural medicine, what do you think would happen?
I think that there's a certain faction of the country that would get upset with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there were a whole lot of people that would love that.
Because it would line their pockets.
Yes.
Yes.
But there's a whole lot of other people that would love having that.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to pay for a service and once presented, you don't want to use any of the suggestions or any of the drugs or any of the operations that they want to put you through, then it's a waste of time.
Right. So they're not going to give, if Medicare for all includes no choice in the way that you're treated, I'm not for it. I'm just not, because I know, as you need to know, that Medicare for all, if it's going to be like what we're doing now in our United States, then it could be more fatalities for all. And if it's not going to include us having our own health provider, including natural medicine, we have natural medicine today. You can go to a, chiropractor, osteopath, or naturopath, or whatever, clinical nutritionist, massage therapist. You can have all of that. What is Medicare for all going to include?
Well, we use other countries as an example, whether it's standardized medicine or socialized medicine, or whatever the case may be. And there are choices that you can make in Europe, as you're pointing out, as part of it. I mean, if we only take the part where, it's free for everybody, but you have zero choice.
Right.
And what happens? Then, no, let's go back to the old way. Sorry.
Yes.
We didn't mean to go down this path.
Right. So what we have to see that... look at things carefully, examine them carefully. Don't get bogged down into personality. Get bogged down, if anything, into what they want to do. What actions are they going to take? I mean, that's the key, because healthcare is a very important thing that I love to discuss, obviously, and it happens to have popped up now in our political process related to Medicare for all, which doesn't have to be a total socialistic thing. It doesn't have to be where it's like Venezuela, or, it could be like Switzerland, which would be some of the best healthcare you could get. Stem cell therapy from your own stem cells. You could get proven, you can get anything, reflexology you could get which works on different parts of your body, you could get iridology, which is a way of examining and diagnosing your body by looking at your eyes. You could get biocompatible testing to find out the medications that are good for you before they give it to you, which they do. So, I mean, we have to know what our choices are, and then we have to fight for them. We have to fight for them. We have to communicate about them. Go to some of these, when you have someone running for office, and they have an event, get in that front row, ask the question, will Medicare for all include natural medicine? Ask the question and see if there's any knowledge behind that person so that they answer the question. I mean, try to get there, do that. I mean, that's the best I can tell you. Write emails, try to find out who's going to be for natural medicine. What is our healthcare going to look like? So, I mean, now we have choices. So we don't want those choices taken away. So as we talk about the variety of things that people call us about, and we want to help you become more aware of the different causes. And so that's the key, is why do I have this? I'm a good person. I work hard. I do good things for other people. I eat right. I do all of these good things. And I have cancer, or I have this, or I have that, and I have no idea what's causing it. Well, the things that you can go back, share this with other people, this Facebook Live, it's recorded so you can re-listen to it. Whatever the condition is, there is a cause. You're right for looking for it. So we've talked about dental. You can share it. You can re-listen to it. We talked about environmental. Environmental could be EMFs from cell phones if you put it up to your head. If you use an ear wire, then the radiation goes right directly into your head too. So the best way to do that is get an RF blue tube ear wire. You can get them on Amazon.com. It's the only ear wire that will eliminate the radiation. It will not go into your brain, okay? You can use that, but you must never put it up to your head. And if you have children, take control of them. Do not let them use cell phones because, kids are very, very vulnerable because their skull may be still a young age and it may be a little soft, and you want to be very careful with that as well as yourself. You could be having radiation toxicity from eating fish that's from the Pacific coast because of Fukushima radiation. You could be having radiation that's from nuclear plants that's in the water, or you live close to a nuclear plant within a mile. It could be in your environment when it releases into the environment. So you could have a number of those different things. In our 7 minutes, 8 minutes that we have left, we need to look at a couple of other causes, which is diet. Diet could be a cause. Eat an anti-inflammatory diet. Try vegan for a few weeks, and let's see how much of your condition clears up. Okay, that will tell you more, because if you're eating dairy and animal products and toxins like Coca-Cola and junk food and stuff like that, if you eliminate them for a few weeks, you may see all of your condition, all of your symptoms clear up. You may see it clear up 50% or 80%, but you can only know that by trying it. You have to be open to change. Change is that C word that a lot of people don't like. Okay? But in order to get results, that's what you need to do, is change something you're doing, right? Okay, so the other thing we could look at very carefully is we talked about emotions as well. We talked about radiation. We talked a little bit about EMF, EMR. We talked about living too close to, in a distance approximation to, an active nuclear plant. We've talked about pesticides, living near growing fields. Let's say you eat organic, but you live across the street from a farmer that grows and that has crop dusting. Here in Camarillo, I've seen it. I've seen it in Camarillo. Oh, it's there.
I've watched it happen.
Yep. And a mile from my house, one evening, I saw a plane go over a field, come low, and drop. And I said, okay, I'm moving. This is like, I'm not living here anymore. Like, sell the house and everything, move to a different area. So the point is, it could be from a number of different things, which I think we've covered mostly today. And we want to make sure that you're aware you can get help by reading our blog. So you might go into wellnesscenter.net, go up at the top, blog, and we're in the process of having new blogs come out now. And within the next few days, we will have some blog posts starting. So we're starting a whole new blog series. And in the next few days, I'd say by Monday, okay, you want to go to wellnesscenter.net blog, and then you can read and respond and reply and get answers. And, we want to help you. That's why we're doing this. There's no doubt that the message is clear. Okay, the message is really clear. We want what you want. You want to know what's causing your issues. We want to help you have information that can lead you to the exact cause. So we want to thank you for being with us today. Check out our blogs. Also, check out our free self-tests on the website. If you go to wellnesscenter.net, at the top it says free health tests. That can help you to determine if your symptoms are related to a specific thing like candida or digestive issues or hormonal issues. Now, from that point, should you want to get a saliva test to determine hormone balance, or a glyphosate test to find out if your body has glyphosate, then we can detox it out with one remedy, or to test to see if you have if you have SIBO or you have any bacterial overgrowth or anything like that in your intestines or in your body. We have an organic acid test. We have a heavy metal test. We have all of those tests that you can get to determine. Now, heavy metals can cause a lot of these things. We covered some of that in dental, but you have to find out where the heavy metals are coming from. It's not in your dental and it's in your water supply, or it's in the food that you're eating. Or maybe you got it genetically from birth because heavy metal is passed on to children. It's definitely passed on, okay, as are many other things. So we thank you so much for being with us today. I'm getting a little notice that our time is up, and we want to thank you so much for being with us. This is Natural Health Radio, Dr. Teresa Dale. We want to say thank you so much, many blessings, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye for now.